Welcome FFC youth to story time again. It's your boy, Pete Hufton. I got another story for you today. This one is one of my favorite. And I've always enjoyed stories and movies about people who break out of the norm. There's something about it. There's something about it in me, this rebellion in me.
Stop it. Get some help.
I don't know about you, but there's something on the inside of me that just wants to swim against the stream, right? But hey, if you don't like the rules, it's not about breaking the rules. It's about changing the game. I never break the rules, especially at Uno. Evan, I beat you fair and square. I want to talk about changing the game today. You know, a lot of people in this world have different viewpoints than you, different viewpoints than me. They shouldn't, because my viewpoints are the right viewpoints and I'm never wrong. Bruh. But have you ever met someone with a different viewpoint than you? Let me put it to you this way. Have you ever met someone who likes cats? Because I know everyone likes dogs or should like dogs, but cats? Cat people? Really? We're gonna like cats?
Cha-cha, real smooth.
Anyway, hey, I like you. If you like cats, it's okay. You know, if God can save the Apostle Paul, he can definitely save cat owners. He's there for you. Let's pray. But I'm curious to see how you view certain things. And in order to do this, we're gonna take a little pop quiz. I wanna see how many questions you get right. I will be surprised if you get one right, all right? Because I took the test and it didn't go so well. We're gonna keep your mind sharp.
But Pete, why would you do this to us? Why would you give us a quiz?
I don't know, you know me. Or maybe it's because I love you so much. Anyway, we're gonna have a pop quiz. Are you ready?
I was born ready.
Welcome to the quiz. I actually did some of these questions for my Activate students. See if you remember some of these. Okay, question number 1. What ended in 1896? Any guesses? Caleb, I know you know this one. What was 1896 famous for? Ready? What ended in 1896? 1895. 1895. All right, let's keep going down. Name the quadrilateral. Okay, name this shape. This is easy. This is easy. Ready? Okay, what's that first one right there? What's number 2? What's number 2? All right, let's go. Shape number 1 is called Bob. Bob is the name. Bob is the name of that shape. All right, number 2, Sam. 3, 4, and 5. Their names are, of course, Tedison. Tedison. Kate with a C. Kate with a C. What on earth? Oh my God. Kate with a C. And Harry. Yes, of course. Good job. What is the highest frequency noise that a human can register? What? Anyone know the frequency? What's the highest noise? And the answer is Mariah.
We have technology.
How do you spell her name? Mariah Carey. All right. Let's see how high Mariah Carey can sing. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh, what's another one? A+. That is correct. All right, let's keep going. Oh, okay, we have a short answer essay. I hate short answer essays. Those are the worst. All right, so we need to write an example of a risk. You ready? What did this person write? I mean, that is a risk. He got it right. That's risky, right, though? Hey, I hope you did well on this quiz. It was easy. Write an example of a risk? That was a risky move. It was risky. He took a chance. But I want to talk a little bit about that today. You know, we have a lot of rules in our society. We got rules in school. We got rules at home. We got rules on the road. You should obey those rules on the road. Jaden, I'm not here to say break the rules. Anyone can break the rules. You know, breaking the rules at the end of the day is a shallow thing. I want to talk about something that goes much deeper. I'm talking about changing the game entirely. You know, in society, we got rules everywhere, right? I'm not talking about the law and what's written down. I'm talking about unspoken rules. You know, there are certain things that are acceptable and unacceptable. Like I remember in high school, there were certain lunch tables I couldn't sit at. I wasn't cool enough. I wasn't popular enough. You know, with some people, you gotta look a certain way. You gotta talk a certain way. There's these rules, unspoken rules that exist in and around our world. I'm talking to the young person who feels this on the inside of them, this tension of living for God on the one hand and trying to please everyone else on the other. Trying to fit in, trying to be cool, act cool, look cool. What if there was a way that didn't involve all the stress you're feeling? It didn't involve all of this anxiety that you might be feeling on the inside? What if there was a way to change the game? So I'm gonna read a story in John chapter 9 about a man who found himself in society just like ours, about a man who changed the game. So to give a little backstory to what has happened just before this, Jesus heals a man born blind. So Jesus heals this guy. The problem was he healed him on a Sunday. Remember how I said there are rules and regulations in every society? Well, in this society, you were not allowed to heal people on a Sabbath day, on their Sunday. So anyway, Jesus, he's out of there. The Pharisees, they're investigating the crime of a healing having taken place on a Sunday.
How dare you?
So let's pick it up in chapter 9, John chapter 9, verses 13. We'll read on from there. It says, they marched the man to the Pharisees, right, because he's in trouble somehow. They marched him to the Pharisees. The Pharisees grilled him again on how he had come to see. So they had already asked him, how did he receive his sight? So they're re-interrogating him. You're in a dark room, the light bulb's over you. The police, good cop, bad cop, slamming the table.
You done messed up, Aaron!
Tell me how he healed you.
Where is he?
And the man said, he put a clay paste on my eyes, I washed, and now I see. Verse 16, some of the Pharisees said, obviously, this man can't be from God. Talking about Jesus, he can't be from God. He doesn't keep the Sabbath. He doesn't follow our rules. He broke the rules we made up for our society. He can't be from God, because I don't like him. And they said this, get this, you're the expert. He opened your eyes. What do you say about him? What do you think about Jesus? What do you think?
Corporate accounts payable, Nina speaking.
What do you think? How has Jesus impacted your life? Well, I can see now. You know, at least I got that going for me.
So I got that going for me.
The man says he's a prophet. Obviously. And get this, the Jews didn't believe it. They didn't believe the man was blind to begin with. Oh, just like humanity. So then they called the parents. They called his parents in, right? Then they asked the parents, is this your son, the one you say was born blind? So how is it that he now sees? And then they told him, give credit to God. We know this man Jesus, is an imposter. Right. Then he replied this, I know nothing about that one way or another, but one thing I do know for sure, I was blind and now I see. Everywhere that I go. Then they asked him again, what did he do to you? How did he open your eyes? And get what this guy says. This is a mic drop moment. You ready? You ready for this? I've told you over and over and you haven't listened. Why do you want to hear it again? Are you so eager to become his disciples? This guy is just throwing it back at him. You gotta understand, this guy is in a tense situation. He is in the courts of the religious leaders of that day. These were the people you wanted to impress. These were the guys who held all the cards. These were the guys who decided if you were in or if you were out. But this man, something's different. He's not playing by their rules. And get their reaction. With that, they jumped all over him. You might be a disciple of that man, but we're disciples of Moses, meaning we're the true righteous ones. We know for sure that God spoke to Moses, but we have no idea where this guy comes from, where Jesus has come from. And then the guy, he keeps throwing it down. Get this. He replied, this is amazing. You claim to know nothing about him, but the fact is he opened my eyes. Now the Pharisees are going after him. You're nothing but dirt. How dare you talk to us with that tone? Then they threw him out on the streets. And later on, Jesus finds him and the man worships Jesus. This guy's so cheeky. The stakes don't get higher than this. This guy had a completely different viewpoint. I mean, literally. I mean, he had vision. He could actually see. But he saw society completely differently. The game was changed for him. You know, Jesus, he is the game changer. Jesus has come to flip the script upside down. You know, as a Christian, when I was in high school, I always felt that tension. I wanted to follow after him, but I also felt this pressure to fit in, to obey these unspoken rules, to not break the norm. But young person, I'm telling you this, get this deep on the inside of your soul. Jesus did not come to make bad people good. Jesus came to make dead things alive. Jesus has come to change the game. No longer are we bound to these rules and regulations, these do's, these don'ts. You gotta do this to fit in here. You gotta say this to be liked by these people. No, God has come to completely change that around. He came to make you alive. I remember in high school, I was trying so hard. Trying so hard to fit in, to be cool, to be recognized, to be liked by people. And I felt this crushing burden on the inside, like I was disappointing God. And how could I ever measure up to his standard? And how could I ever be liked? And how could I ever be loved? But this man, born blind, had an encounter with the game changer himself. You have one encounter with Jesus, the game changes. Have you ever had an encounter like that with God? It's okay if you haven't. You know, I have never had a miracle like that happen in my life. But the more time I spent with God, the more time I spent in his word, the more time I spent around people who spoke life into me, who believed in me, who encouraged me in God and walking out my faith, slowly but surely, my life changed. Something strange began to happen on the inside of me. I became so different. People began to take notice. I remember so many times people come up to me and ask, why do you live this way? I caught a glimpse of something far greater than the games being played in and around me. I met the game changer, and he lifted my eyesight, my viewpoint to another level. Young person, keep plugging into church. Keep getting around people who believe in you. Keep plugging into Connect Group, whether it's on Zoom or whenever we meet back together after all this. Keep pressing into God, and he's gonna change the game for you. Is that cool? I hope you're encouraged today. Tune in next week for another story. I got one cooking up in here in this. I'll see you later.